Oh, hey everybody. Just another day. The wind's starting to blow. We got some cold air moving in again today. And that's just gonna be fun. So I thought I'd come in here and see if we have any eggs. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got, I don't know, 4 earlier, so not doing too bad. All right, that's a good start. Here we go, get some of these eggs. Perfect. You know, it's funny, I was just talking to someone the other day, and I said, it's kind of weird, we've had the same temperature for almost 4 months. It's just been pretty close to below zero, and like in the 20s, maybe 30s for a high. Crazy. So this morning we moved over a fresh bale of hay for the steers and the bulls, and it is a grass bale. So no alfalfa in here. They're gonna go through this bale pretty quick. They tend to eat a lot of that grass. When it's just grass, it's kind of light and fluffy. Doesn't last as long. As you can see, that wind's picking up. And we're fixing to have a cold night. The wind's blowing out of the north again. And if you remember the last time I told you, that's when we know that temperature's dropping. Coming in from the north. Hey, Eeyore. How's it going? Man, you're just a tall guy, aren't you? You're a tall boy. Good grief. One of these days you'll fill out. Probably around month 26, 28 maybe. But you got this little itty bitty little horn thing there. Kind of goofy. But I guess that's because he's half Holstein, huh? But just a tall old cow. So they're gonna get some grass tonight. It looks like we're dipping down below zero. Here we go again. Good grief. That old rooster there looks like he got some frostbite. And I don't know when that would have been because we have the tarp on the coop. You guys remember, and kind of keeps that wind off of him, so I don't know what the deal is with that. Could have been that day where it was windy and they were out and about. That might have been it. Because it was pretty cold. Man, it was cold that day. Today's not quite that cold. However, I think they're calling for -4, so we'll probably be close to -9 or 10 out here. And so we're hoping that wind dies down. I don't want to go another night like that, and neither of these guys. But we're going to go ahead and, hey little Joe. No, back up. What are you, don't climb in here. Look at this goofy guy. What are you doing? Man alive. It's like a big old baby. You're just like a big old baby. Come on, hey. I can't reach him. So that's what they do. They like to climb in here and get to that back stuff. So anyways, we're hoping the wind doesn't get too bad for these guys. We are, however, going to open the alleyway up over here. Let them come down. That gives them a little bit more options to get it, to figure out somewhere out of the wind. The good news is the corral has dried up quite a bit. So let's take a peek at that. So like I said, the corral has dried up quite a bit. It's just not muddy anymore. So it's not just frozen, it's actually dried up, and of course that wind unfortunately helps that out quite a bit. So they'll have lots of dry areas to tuck in tonight. Hopefully the wind will quit blowing, I'm hoping, for multiple reasons. Little Joe's right up in there. I guess he's hungry. He's saying, come on Josh, let's get some hay here. Let's get it going, huh? And today we moved over a bale of that trit mix over here for the cows, you know, because they've actually been enjoying this stuff. I've been pleasantly surprised that the cows, and of course they like the greens in there, but they've been doing pretty good with it, so we pushed another one of those over for them. And we'll take a peek at some of them cows real quick after I cut this bale open. Let's see, this is Betsy right here, huh? So no real change in Betsy other than she's been rubbing her butt more. I don't think she's anywhere close, so I'm not going to look tonight. Hopefully, honestly, I'm hoping for at least a couple more weeks from her because we got these cold days coming up. And man, I'd like to have it a little bit warmer than it is. You see, she's been rubbing her neck there. So she's due for some ivermectin. I don't know if any of you know, can you use ivermectin on a late-term pregnant cow. I'm not sure, and that's one reason I haven't. So if you know, comment down below on if you can do that. If not, I'm gonna call our vet here and find out, because she's definitely got something that's causing her to rub like that. But she's enjoying the back scratch. So, but yeah, no real signs today as far as being ready, but she's getting there. Hoping for a couple more weeks here. And everybody else is about the same. So unless something weird happens. Let me tell you a quick little funny story. Old Daisy here, now what's funny about her is the other day we were walking back to the camper and look over, she's got something in her mouth, and we kind of thought maybe it was a little piece of poop or something, but got closer to the camper and realized that she was packing an egg. So she come down here and found somewhere out here in the middle of nowhere, maybe over under there or something, she found a little egg and packed it all the way back to the camper. And about 3 or 4 times since then, she's done the same thing. She showed up to the camper with an egg in her mouth, and not broke. She didn't break it or nothing. Didn't eat it. Just brought it back. Now I'm assuming she would eventually eat it. But so we started giving her a little treat every time she shows up with an egg, and it's like we don't have to go looking for our Easter eggs, as I call them. You know, like an Easter egg hunt. We don't have to go looking for them if I can train her to get them and bring them back. So it's kind of cool. Hopefully next time it happens, I'll be able to pull my phone out and catch it on video and show you guys. But kind of a neat little thing that she does. And this is not such a neat little thing she does, is clean up the grain. But anyways, yep, good little dog. So I just looked at the weather, and they're now calling for -1 instead of -4. So I'm pretty excited about that. Hopefully that'll back off even more. But like I say, always out here, it's always colder, but anything we'll take whatever we can get. And right now, man, it's got to still be in the 20s, but I'll go look and put it right up here. And that's what it is right now with the wind. So anyways, it's got a ways to go before it gets down to below 0. But, you know, it'll probably get there. And we're just doing what we can do. It's just keeps going. Springtime's going to show up eventually. These guys are happy. We try to give them a really good trough full of hay every time the wind blows, when it's going to get below 0, because they need all the energy they can get. But it's not too bad. And believe it or not, the old corral here has actually dried out quite a bit, so that's encouraging. Unfortunately, it's still frozen. I'm going to need a couple days in the 40s so I can go in there and clean it. And man, I'm just itching to get after that. It needs something fierce. They need to have a clean area. And this is always the time of year where it's just tough. But at least it's drying out, and they have some dry areas to sleep. So feel good about that. Our little fence is working out good. They've bumped it over a couple times. As a matter of fact, it might be out of whack right now. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit. They bumped it over, not too bad, but thank goodness they're not big cows. So it's gonna do the trick. I think we're good to go. And look at that. The old mountains look cold, boy. Look at the blue trees up there. Maybe a cold night up there. But luckily our old rickety shed is going to make it through another winter, so hopefully the wind doesn't get too strong. But it's a beautiful day, guys. Looking forward to springtime, and we're just going to make our way through this last little push, I think, and I believe that when March shows up, we'll be back in business. And I mean, I don't have a glove on my hand right now, and I can tell that wind is getting pretty brisk. So it's starting to drop. You can tell when that north wind comes in, and every time it does, you can tell that temperature drop, especially up here by the mountains and stuff. It comes down that draw and swirls around, hits you. But beautiful day. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. So have a good one. Stay warm.